Welcome to a bit of a different video this week. We've been on the road exactly 1 month, so we thought we'd do a bit of a retrospective on the last month and what it's been like living on the road. What we're going to do is ask each other 5 questions. I have no idea what Mon's going to ask me, she has no idea what I'm going to ask her. Let's get going, see what happens. So how has your routine and lifestyle changed?
I think it's interesting to think that there is still some level of routine, and I like that. I need some order. But it's just every single day is so different. We never have 2 days of the same. Usually I wake up and I'm not 100% sure what's gonna happen that day. I often know the hours that I'm working, but I work around those hours, and yeah, every day is different, but there is some level of routine. What is the best thing about living in a van and on the road so far?
I think it's the not knowing. Like, it's when you have your normal life, your 9 to 5, 5 days a week, you kind of know what the week's gonna look like, how it's gonna go. I think just that, yeah, that not knowing what you're gonna see, what you're gonna wake up to, what you're gonna do that day, what you're gonna do the next day. Like, I think that constant change, it can be hard, like it can actually be quite draining, but I think it's super exciting. What piece of gear has proved essential and you couldn't dream living without?
Oh, the little broom.
I knew you could say that.
Yeah, we have this little broom that we bought in the UK before even thinking of exactly what we're doing, and it's just like toy size, but it's absolutely perfect for the van. And yeah, we use that probably every day, every other day, I don't know. What's your favorite chore in van life?
Just that kind of camp life, like arriving at a place and getting everything ready.
Setting the chairs.
Setting the chairs, getting the table out, like almost kind of unlocking everything in the van to get going in that spot. And similarly, like the pack down. Like I think there's just, again, maybe it's that sort of symbol of change, of movement, of seeing something different, but I just love that kind of, that movement, I guess. And I think that's the thing we've certainly learned in the last month, or I've learned in the last month, that the chores never end in van life, but there's something really exciting about it. It's not, I don't know, it doesn't feel like the same chore, maybe because you're doing it in different places, but.
My 2 cents on that, I know it's not a question for me, but it's the chores are never ending and everything takes longer than you expect. Even, yeah, especially when you think about such a small space, but things take so long. Yeah.
Apart from the broom.
Apart from the broom is excellent.
What was the most breathtaking place you visited, and what was the best camp spot?
Oh, I'm going to start with the second one. Camp spot, I think it was Switzerland, by the bench. Yeah, that was really beautiful. It just felt really, we were on the top of the world somehow, and we were overseeing the city. It was just really, really nice. I think that was the best camp spot. We had quite a few good ones. It's a tricky question. The trees in Tuscany, and we had sunset one.
Grove.
Yes, yeah. And we had the sunset on one side, and then we turned, and there was the moon rising on the other side, and it was amazing. It was so beautiful. I think that was really breathtaking. Breathtaking. I lost my voice.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. The natural pools, that was really nice. I wouldn't say that was like breathtaking, but as an experience, it was so nice. It was so quiet, just us early in the morning. It's a big cliche, but like the lakes in Dolomites, they are amazing. And yeah, just seeing the color of that water is just, yeah, probably more touristic. It was crowded, but yeah, it's still beautiful. We always talk a lot about how much we are learning and new skills that come with this life. What's your biggest proud of so far?
One, more tangible. So recently we've had problems with the electrical system, and okay, we haven't fixed it, but we did temporarily fix it. And I think working through that problem and sort of identifying the issue and getting it working temporarily, even though it's obviously something more significant that we can't deal with, I remember kind of stepping away from that feeling like, oh, that was good. But I think like more on a more abstract level, I think it's learning kind of to let go of expectation. Put that expectation too clearly in your mind, it never lives up to it, or it always kind of, it just doesn't kind of marry up. And I think, I mean, another key example, oh, right, we're going to sleep there tonight. And you get there and the spot's taken. You're like, okay, we've got to keep driving. We've got to find another spot. And, you know, sometimes that can take a bit of time, but it's just better to kind of just try and let go of all expectation and just be present, I guess. I feel certainly not nailed that one, but getting there, I think. How do you feel the journey's impacted you?
I think it is helping me to be really present, to be in the moment. And it's something that I've been working on with myself for a very long time. So it's really good. I feel really grounded. I feel that I am in the moment. And even though we are sharing things and I'm actually back on Instagram after like 4 years, I still feel that the most important thing is being here, experiencing this, and even the sound of water here is lovely, and those are the experiences. So yeah, I think that it's probably the thing, it's not changing me, I think it's helping to crystallize things that I wanted. What's your least favorite chore in van life?
Stay focused on chores.
Yeah.
It's probably dealing with the toilet. I mean, it's so useful to have a toilet. So we've got a compostable toilet in the van. We didn't want to be dealing with chemicals and all of that stuff. And it's amazing to have, but it's probably the most unpleasant job that we have. But although it's not that bad. You get used to it. But if I had to rank them, that would be bottom of the list. What advice would you give to someone planning their first overland trip?
Oh my gosh, that's a big question. Go simple. I think, I think it's something that we are learning. We are learning how to live in a small space. It's amazing to have the comfort and all the possibilities we have because it's a really well-equipped van. But sometimes we realize that it could be simpler, and by being simpler, it's just easier to deal with things, to fix if something needs fixing, but also allowing us just to have more time to do what we want to do and to experience. And I think about planning the journey itself somehow links to what you said before about expectations, and things will change, and it's just like make peace with that in the beginning. Don't create too many expectations, and
go with the flow.
Like go with the flow. Yeah, pretty much. What are the 3 best pictures you've taken so far, and why?
Oh, I find this really hard because I think we've been to so many places, and I've got 36 folders, you know, and that's kind of each of the places I've taken pictures. I still haven't edited most of those.
You know that's why I'm asking you the three so far.
The 3 that come to my mind most readily are a picture I took on the trek from Wengen with the plane flying in front of the Eiger, all the clouds coming across. I think that was just such a great example of like the decisive moment. You know, without the plane there, it's still a cool shot, but it's not the same. You haven't got that subject to draw you in. I think there's something really nice about one of the more, I guess, tranquil shots in the camp spot overlooking Campiglia di Ossia, with just really focusing on the clouds and the sunset there. I just really like that. So I've always wanted to have a really great picture of a waterfall, and I don't feel I ever have. And I was wandering around the waterfalls in the Dolomites the other day, and one of those shots where there's kind of like an S-curve of the water coming through, it's got like a really mystical feel. I think that is, it's not perfect, but I'm really pleased I've now got a shot in my portfolio. So that's it, a bit of a different video to say, and we've been talking about some things in there from videos to come. So look forward to kind of sharing the full story behind some of that in the coming weeks and months. And thanks for watching.
And if you have any questions that you would love us to answer, just send us, and maybe we make a next video with questions from other people.
Great idea, yeah. See you on the next horizon.
Action.
So we have been on the month.
Can you give me one of your questions? No, you go first.
Okay.
Because I can change my questions.
Discounting underwear.
Do you wear those?